Okay, so when we're ready to start drawing the face in proportion, it's good to have a guide. So I'm using this guide, which this booklet is posted on to D2L for those of you who need to access it digitally. And so I'm going to set up my page here into 8 equal sections. So I've already marked out 2 equal sections, and I've used a ruler so that I know that I have actually 8 inches from top to bottom. So I'm going to make each of my sections 1 inch. So it is helpful to have a ruler for this exercise. And I'm using my 4H pencil here so that my lines are quite lightly drawn. I'm not pressing too hard on the page either. I don't want to create indentations on the page because I'm using such a hard lead pencil. So just keep your lines light because even though we're not erasing them later, we don't want them to be the darkest part of your page. Okay, so I have actually done more than 8 sections, but each of my sections will be 2 inches, and that will just give me a little bit more of direction to help line things up. So I will just do a little bit darker so you can see the 8 sections that we're working with. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. All right, so the best place to start, like we talked about, is in the center of the page where the eyes are going to go. The eyes are 1/5 of the width of the head. So also noting that the eyes are 1 eye width apart from each other. So using my center line here, this is my center line, I'm going to mark out, and I could use a ruler if I really wanted to be precise. But I've done this quite a few times, so I can kind of know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections is about this width apart. Okay. Then I can use this to measure my actual eye width on either side and use a little dot to mark out where the center of the eyes is going to go. There's my pupil. Okay. From there, I can do a very basic outline of the eye. I'm going to go back and add details later, but just for the purposes of learning proportions right now, this is what we will do. And the eyebrow is going to go about 1 eye width away from the eye. So I'm just using my fingers. I don't need to be using a ruler for everything. You can eyeball things, pun intended. And then I'm marking where the eyebrow is going and the edge. It's just slightly out from the inner part of the eye and just slightly angled out from the corner of the eye. So this will be roughly my eyebrow. So it comes up very close to that halfway section that I've drawn here. So I'm just marking out where some things are. And then once we get to the nose is lined up with the inner corners of the eye. So coming down from the eye, inner corners of the eye, I can mark the edge of the nose. And it's not going to go exactly on this line, so I can mark just above the line will be the bottom of the nose. And then using those little tick marks that I've done will be the edge of my nose. So I'm just marking some things out first. I'm going to go back and add details later. Then the mouth is going to be in our bottom section here, and the bottom of the mouth will come halfway down this bottom section. So I can mark out the bottom of the mouth, just roughly. I've always got that sort of teardrop shape underneath the nose, and then my mouth will start there. And then the edges of the mouth always line up with the pupil. So I'm just going to draw an imaginary line down from each of the center of my eyes. And then I can line up the edge of my mouth with those tick marks. And then I can go back and start kind of filling in the rest of the parts of my face the way that I taught you to draw them. And don't be afraid of making lots of extra lines and going back, and you can always erase them, right? So we're just making guidelines that we can go back and erase as we add in details. Again, with circles, it's good to draw multiple lines. Remembering that the iris does not fit the whole iris in the center. And so we're starting to add in details to our face. When you're ready to do the hairline, it will start at this top section here and go all the way to the top of the page. I'll just show you the reference again. So the hairline starts in this section at the top and goes all the way to the top of the page and even a little bit outside of that. So if you're creating a part, for example, where the hair is coming out of the center, your hairline is going to go all the way to the top. If we stop halfway, it will look like this person has a shrunken head, which we do not want. So if we stop there, it would be a foreshortened head. So we need to keep going all the way to the top. And then, of course, you would continue the hair as it goes out. I will continue adding detail and let this recording go. You guys can get started. So on a new page at the front of your sketchbook, start out by marking out your lines in the first cupboard on the left. You may borrow a ruler. Yeah.
Is there like a specific measurement for like how big like the spaces have to be?
No, you'll have to measure your page.